No, go ahead, man. Get the clap right. Get the clap right. I hear you. You get the clap right. That's fun.
Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 14. Take 2.
Motherfucker all fucked up with all the clapboard and the marker, man. I like that clap, though. That shit was the shit. Perfect? No?
Yeah, it's going to work.
Episode 14. Thank you for coming back again. It's your homie, Kenyaga Malali.
It's your boy, August James.
Yeah. Okay. I thought to myself as I reviewed footage from the week that maybe I was slurring my speech way too much on the microphone.
Okay.
Figured we'd think about it while we have a staff meeting. Maybe you'll think different after you hear this episode. How was your week, man?
It was a good week.
Mm-hmm.
Busy.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah. Yeah. You getting that work in? You getting paid?
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh, shoot.
It's tricky science there, bro. Tricky science. Pouring that shot while on camera, holding a beer. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that you're making it by.
How about yourself?
Good week, man. You want to know what I want to talk about really quick? I know we only have a certain amount of time, but I do want to use some of my time to touch on this. CP24, and I didn't tell you this, so this is going to be a complete surprise to you, but I read around Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, that a young girl, 14 years old, got shot in the head while in her apartment. And they saw 4 suspects fleeing the scene. And as a young man of ethnic background, also having the opportunity to grow up in certain neighborhoods, I do want to say that we need to get our stuff together, man. Like, that ain't it. That shouldn't be involved in the fuckery. You know what I mean? There's enough fuckery, and, we make excuses all the time, or we have reasons all the time as to why we do it, what kind of environment leads us to do it, and the opportunities that we're not allowed. But, man, we can't argue for these opportunities and fight for these opportunities and fight ourselves at the same time. That ain't it. 14-year-old girl in the same building complex that they killed a 12-year-old boy 3 months ago. I know niggas got issues and we got problems and we all fighting for respect and we don't have, but taking from ourselves is not the way to do it. So I just want to pledge more peace to Toronto, and I want to encourage young black men especially to find a different way to resolve their issues, find a different way to establish a code than killing one another. And I just want to touch on that real quick. Staff meeting?
Sure, let's do that.
Cheers to that, brother. Anyway, another week in Raptors basketball. Seems like the year is flying by quickly. It's seeming more and more that we do need big man help. I understand what you're saying in that regard. Aaron Baines doesn't seem to be picking it up. He might be good next season, but this season it's a detriment to us. Just having that rim protection and somebody that can rotate the right ways in the defense that we want to play. You need to be athletic. You need to be quick. You had mentioned Andre Drummond to me. I said no. Don't like it. I had mentioned JaVale McGee to you. You had said no. You don't like it. So I figured today we'd, put that to rest and finally figure out which one of them we should be taking, if any. John Collins is on the map, which is kind of my favorite now, but that's for a different time.
I wouldn't discuss John Collins because
okay.
I feel a lot of people start up a trade machine and they just start throwing names out there and they don't look at it from the other end, which is, all right, why would that team want to give up this player? For example, people are saying Marvin Bagley. Yeah, he's a decent. But if you lived in Sacramento, if you were in Sacramento front office, why would you give up Marvin Bagley?
Yeah,
they're playing good basketball out there with him now.
Yes.
His father made some type of comment that they want out of Sacramento. But if I'm Sacramento, why?
A lot of dads is doing that these days in the NBA, talking for their sons.
You're talking about LeVar Ball.
There's more. There's more.
Just checking.
We had talked about big man help a couple episodes back. Why Andre Drummond, sir? Let me hear the glowing review. Let me hear Andre's resume.
Well, I don't know about resume, but what I can tell you about Andre Drummond versus JaVale McGee, Andre Drummond. Wow. Okay, sorry. Andre Drummond, with the exception of the one highlight that I'm going to play right now, knows his role. Do you know what highlight I'm talking about?
Crossover, and then some sort of shocked in the fool business.
Yeah, some type of underhanded scoop.
I will give you this. When I watch that play, in my head, I hear JaVale McGee. Like, I hear that shit.
And that's part of the reason why I want Andre Drummond over JaVale McGee. I almost feel like Andre Drummond was on Shaqtin' the Fool doing that highlight because at that point in time, JaVale McGee was his teammate, and JaVale McGee convinced him.
That's a no. That's a
that, yo,
no.
When you try to dribble, when you try to hand the ball off to a guard and they're not there to receive it, yo, Andre, it's all you, bro. It's your time.
Is that what was happening? You were trying to hand it off to a guard?
It was very clear that he was trying to give it to a guard, and no guard was coming to take the ball decisively, so he decided to handle business himself.
My nigga. Not after crossover. Do you try to hand it to a guard?
Oh, no. He wasn't trying to hand it to a guard afterwards. That was actually an underhanded. I'm not trying to imitate on camera, but when you're 7 feet tall, your release point is not down here.
Oh.
Should never be down here.
There you heard it from the expert, guys.
I'm just saying.
I hear you.
At 5'6", every now and then, I would see myself getting blocked and pull the ball back and release it from down here for some dumb reason.
Okay.
But I feel like I have more reason to release from my hip than somebody who's 7 feet tall who can literally just drop it over half the people in the NBA.
I agree. So, again, we're still at...
But...
Okay. Sorry,
tangent.
you're not done.
I'm probably going to cut out a lot of this.
No, please don't. This Andre Drummond review is glowing. Please don't.
So when it comes to Andre Drummond, outside of that one play, he seems to know who he is. He doesn't suddenly have dreams of being a three-point shooter and start bombing away. He knows his strengths.
Yes.
Knows his strengths are going to keep him on the floor.
Yes.
Rebounding is a big strength. Andre Drummond on the Raptors can pull down 15 rebounds a game for you easily.
Okay.
Part of it is because he's not battling any of his own teammates for the ball.
Yes.
But on the Raptors, he can average 14 to 15 rebounds a game. He's also a terror at the hoop.
Yeah, he is terrible at the hoop.
No.
He's a terror?
He's a terror at the hoop.
A terror.
As in, when people come into that lane, they're conscious of where Andre Drummond is.
Okay.
They're thinking about Andre Drummond before they release the ball. I rate that because those are two aspects of the game that we're missing. Nobody sees Aaron Baines and goes, "Oh, I don't want to. I'm going to think twice about going down that lane." You seen the poster that John Morant put him on last season?
Oh yes, I did see that. I do remember Aaron Baines getting dunked on.
I'm just
are
saying
you talking about posters? Because I would like you to right now insert some highlights of Andre Drummond being dunked on. Like, I would like you to do that.
Here's James Johnson. Oh, man! With an absolutely monstrous jam! Yeah!
Wow,
You're
that was ridiculous.
strong!
You have got to be kidding me.
The dunk on just your dunk.
That was nasty, right? I cocked that joint back and banged on him.
Was that one of the ones?
That's one of the best power dunks I have seen live.
the best shot blockers are willing to accept that they're going to be on posters sometimes. Chris Boucher got destroyed by DeMar DeRozan. That was arguably the dunk of the season.
That was a pretty good one.
That boy stays blocking people consistently.
But that other boy stays crowning niggas. Like, I looked up some Andre Drummond stats, and to be honest, he is the better player. Like, exceedingly.
You don't have to. Thank you, Captain Obvious, is what I'm trying to say.
That's rude. You don't have to be that way.
I
Not because I'm a
the
dick.
rude context. No, I wasn't trying to be rude about it. I'm just saying we both knew Drummond was the better player.
I know. We know. But the difference between Drummond and JaVale McGee is JaVale McGee is a 3-time NBA champ.
Okay.
Now, I understand that he's also a bench rider on those NBA championship teams. He does understand what it is to work hard and play hard. He does understand that, and he logs significant minutes in all of those championships that he was involved in.
I can appreciate what you just said, but
Go ahead.
I want you to give me a distinction between JaVale McGee and Andre Drummond.
I'm giving it to you now.
Andre Drummond doesn't know what it means to work hard.
I'm worried that Andre Drummond, in our current defensive scheme, where centers are required to come out and sometimes guard or switch onto small forwards or guards, does not have the ability, and that will be a matchup that's exploited a lot of the time on the perimeter. They'll just pull him away from the basket. Also, not for nothing, the Raptors, if you watch that Boston game this week, where, what's his name? Ojale lit us up for 24. They have a lot of problems. That's where it shows the most with that big man rotation on the defensive end. Is they have a lot of problems guarding that corner three, and the big man is a big part of that rotation. So I'm worried that Andre Drummond, being who he is, will have trouble adapting to that defensive philosophy by the Raptors.
If we have to worry about teams hitting threes
Yeah.
at over 50% for the game,
Yeah.
pros and cons, I'll take it.
Well, I mean, that's the same
No,
thing with the
but-
Raptors' defensive philosophy.
But if you're going to use the Boston game as an example,
yeah.
I'm simplifying, but from the standpoint of them shutting down Brown and Tatum,
Untrue.
they didn't shut down Brown and Tatum.
This guy's had 6 assists, and they both had 20 plus, I think.
Jaylen Brown had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. Jason Tatum had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists.
What'd they shoot?
They had 19 assists between the two of them.
Yep, what'd they
Between
shoot?
the two of them, well, Jaylen Brown shot 21% from the field, 3 for 14. Jason Tatum shot 38% for the field,
Yeah.
5 for 13. Doesn't sound too good to me.
That sounds like good defense, huh?
So when it comes down to it, 12 points and 17 points respectfully on 21 and 38% shooting
Okay.
isn't the greatest. They had high assist numbers. I'll take it. There's not typically 19 assists between the two of them. You had 2 other players playing out of their minds. They shot 75% from 3.
I've never been a person that said the Raptors are not able to shut down superstars. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is big man rotation to the corner 3 is a problem. And the reason that those guys were able to get off, despite shutting down Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which, again, great defense.
Okay.
The Raptors' defensive philosophy, in actual fact, is to give up that corner 3 a lot of the time.
Because they're not expecting the other team to hit at a 75%
75%.
clip.
However, it does show the glaring hole that we have at the center position because they played it extremely well last year. I agree that Andre Drummond can be a fix. All I'm saying is that will he be a fix based on his athletic abilities and his defensive IQ? And that's where I'm worried about him. JaVale McGee, I know you're used to playing in defensive schemes at a high level. I'll take the point differential and the point loss in order to have you be able to rotate the proper way on defense because that's how we're going to win games. Also, he's probably going to come at a cheaper price and it's better for us in the long run when we try and make a bigger move. That's my philosophy there. But I will admit that off the rip, you're picking the better player. He is the better player. Andre Drummond is fucking better player. So OG's been out for a week.
Correct.
The Raptors have played decently well, but Pascal has not made a huge impact in OG's absence. To the general public, with all the Kyle Lowry trades and Raptors needing to make a move, I wonder if OG is more valuable than Pascal. Does OG's absence make Pascal a little more tradable? I think so. OG hasn't played, and I feel as though the impact that OG has on the game when he's in the game is significantly more apparent than Pascal. Maybe the Raptors are looking at that and saying, well, Pascal, when asked to be the man, you weren't able to rise to the occasion on several different fronts, but OG plays both sides of the ball, has had a bigger impact while scoring less points. Like he's had a Kawhi-like impact on the team this year.
I think it's a little counterintuitive in that you're rewarding a player, you're setting a player's value based on his inability to be on the court. OG is not available. Pascal is not playing as well. And we're saying OG has a higher value because he's got a smaller sample size and he's being rewarded for it. And I kind of don't agree with that. The only thing that OG can do to make us say Pascal is more tradable is to show up, play, show us over a large sample size what he's going to do, and us to see a regression in what Pascal does. Not for OG to be injured and not on the floor, and now we miss him. So as a result, Pascal is more tradable. That just doesn't.
Well, I think
doesn't chime with me.
I don't think that I'm valuing OG on the amount of time that he spends off the court. What I think I'm doing is I'm drawing a contrast between the time that he's on the court, whether it be alongside Pascal or not alongside Pascal, because there was a couple games like that as well. And I'm looking at what he's able to do, the consistency which he's able to do it with, what he brings to the game in terms of rebounding and defensively. Like, Pascal has no reason not to be the good defender that he was 2 years ago. His defense has fallen off ever since he's taken on this new offensive load. If you play defense, you play defense. It's a mindset. I don't want to hear that you have to be responsible on the offensive end. That's an excuse to me. I don't need a one-way player. Basketball is a two-way game, right? So OG consistently, even if his offense doesn't show up, I would like you to be there offensively, but I understand sometimes that your offense shots don't fall, but I appreciate the consistency at which you come in with the defensive game. And sometimes I don't see that from Pascal. Sometimes from Pascal, I don't see the consistent. Like, I get 15 from OG consistently, unless he's having a really bad stretch. For the last games before he was injured, OG was a big part of what the Raptors were doing, and you miss him when you play against the guys like Dame Lillard or Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You miss him hard.
For sure. And
with Pascal being in that lineup, I don't think we should have missed him that hard. Right? So it's not to say that I don't, like, Pascal's a great player, and I want to say that. I respect a lot of what Pascal has been able to do, and I've been a big Pascal supporter so far. All I'm saying is that if I'm in Pascal's shoes and I'm looking at the games that I've won and lost and the impact that I've had, I'm feeling the fire under my ass because I really feel like I need to be better on the defensive end and I need to assert myself on the offensive end. And I think part of that is being able to play your role. If you're a back to the basket guy, why are you establish yourself? When you did it in the Brooklyn game, it was great. Establish yourself, right? When you see a mismatch, don't wait. Don't be patient. Jump on that mismatch. Pascal, a lot of the time, is indecisive, right? And I think it's because part of it is that his game does have a lot more options than OG does, so he has decisions to make in his head. However, at the amount you're getting paid and at the time that we're talking about, that doesn't matter anymore. I need you to perform. Certain executives might be looking at, maybe we give OG more playing time. Maybe we give him more development. Another reason why I like JaVale McGee is that Chris Boucher will get to play. He won't be asking for starters minutes JaVale won't be asking for starters minutes the way that Andre Drummond will demand starters minutes. Andre Drummond is a walking double-double, right? You come into a game, it becomes weird now because he doesn't hit free throws and Chris Boucher does. It becomes weird now because, he needs to have the ball in his hands to get that 17 points a game. He wants the ball.
I think if you plug in Andre Drummond into the Aaron Baines role, and Andre Drummond won't necessarily be able to finish games, but that's of his own doing.
But what happens when that happens?
Winning cures a lot, and the Raptors would win a lot with Andre Drummond in their.
I thought so until Serge left. When they were winning, and Serge still wasn't happy with the way shit went. You know, he didn't want to play behind Mark. Like, winning cures a lot, but it doesn't. I don't think it eclipses an ego.
What's this? Serge didn't want to play behind Mark.
The Raptors offered Serge $12 million a year for 2 years.
Are you talking about this past year?
Yes.
Everybody's just hypothesizing about what they think happened. And they're just not taking into consideration the most logical thing.
Okay.
Serge Ibaka has a daughter. Raptors aren't playing in Toronto. If you want to play for the Raptors, you got to live in a hotel basically in Tampa. Your daughter's going to go to school where? And I don't know this, but what's the most logical thing? Oh, let me go live out of a suitcase and play for Toronto for the next few years? Or let me go into LA where I can see my child on a daily basis. It's just too logical. I've heard so many people give me other reasons. Oh, Serge didn't want to. This is based on what? Speculation.
It's a very good reason, but you're still speculating.
Correct. It's the most logical reason, though.
You're right. It is very logical.
The more logical thing is, let's look at the timeline. Serge has been telling people he's coming back.
So they'll never see that again.
Why not?
No, it ain't happening. You're not even gonna stick around.
I'm still, yeah.
When is your free agency, Serge?
I got 1 more year, bro.
Serge Ibaka, you're not staying.
I'm staying.
No, you're not.
If you really be in Toronto, you know Toronto, you would not say that.
What?
Because Toronto's the place, bro.
It ain't LA. If you're trying to branch off into entertainment, Toronto's not the hot spot.
Well, after I'm done with playing
so you're
basketball.
gonna retire in Toronto?
You never know.
Serge, stop! Why? Why are you telling that lie to the cameras and all they're gonna do is bring this footage back later when you leave in free agency?
No, I'm just saying.
On that Friday afternoon, the government of Ontario told all of its citizens in the province of Ontario that unfortunately we're not opening up. We're staying closed and sporting events will not be able to happen. Toronto Raptors are going to have to play elsewhere. The very next day, Serge signs with the Los Angeles Lakers. If I have kids, do I want to live in a hotel in Tampa?
Yeah.
Or do I want to live in my own house in LA?
I get it. I'm just saying I'd be remiss not to think of the fact that there is some ego in basketball. You know what I mean?
There is ego, but that's why these Raptors are built different, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? There's been a lot of chatter out in the ether of Kyle Lowry being traded. Why he should be traded, why he shouldn't be traded. Personally, I feel as though maybe not. I don't really want to trade him. And it's for the exact reason that you say. I think these Raptors are built different and are supposed to be built different. I think that's how you continue that momentum, that continuity of having a culture that is built different. So really quickly, would you trade Kyle? And if so, what do you want for him?
Selfishly, I would not trade Kyle Lowry.
So you say selfishly, so there's more.
Well, selfishly, because that's Kyle Lowry. Let me rephrase that. That's Kyle fucking Lowry.
Oh,
That's what I mean by selfishly.
Don't get the boy upset.
Watching him from that, I'm going to say the 2013 season when Rudy Gay got traded to Sacramento and we got those 4 players back, which suddenly meant we were never losing again. One of the consistents in that, because everybody forgets, everybody thinks we struck lightning in a bottle, one of the consistents is Kyle Lowry. There's a reason why he's the greatest Raptor of all time.
There absolutely is. I'm not going to let you do this to me on camera. I'm coming for your neck right now.
Go for it.
We played into this season, the season before the bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry gets injured 10 games in.
Okay.
The team, we had like a 3-game losing streak before Kyle Lowry got injured. He gets injured about 10 games in, and the team starts winning. And all kinds of fucking people were talking about, hey, let's get rid of Kyle Lowry. It's time. And I was like, nope. And I believe, and you can correct me if I am wrong, that you were one of those people that were like, let's get rid of Kyle Lowry. Don't look at me like that, like I'm crazy. If
No,
you're looking at me like that.
I'm looking at you like I'm disappointed that you would even say that.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not one of those people.
You
Let's
weren't?
get rid of Kyle Lowry?
I wish I had a camera.
Yeah, go ahead. I wish you had a camera so you'd look at it and go, oh shit, I guess I was wrong. He
I
didn't
might
say
be.
that.
I might be. Maybe. I do that from time to time, but I've maybe it was Lee Dong. Maybe it was like, Lee Dong is a film director that comes down
My
here.
guy.
Yeah, cool guy.
Shout out Lee Dong.
Shout out. Maybe it was Chris Webber,
Shout out Chris Webber.
who's, behind the bar. Doesn't pick up my phone calls and complains when I don't pick up his.
It's all good. He'll be down here just now.
I'm sad about it. But I just remember a lot of hate coming off of it. I remember a lot of people saying Kyle Lowry needs to go. And I don't think so. I think we're lucky to have a leader of that point. I watch other broadcasts, and Kyle Lowry, like, they have graphics with, like, the top 5 pure point guards, and a lot of teams consider him to be the best pure point guard in the league. A lot of announcers. Although you say that's propaganda, I mean, I don't think you just put that up for no reason. Right? Just like when they say we turn over more teams than anybody, turn over the teams more than anybody else, and we play great defense. I don't think that they're making that up either.
But with that said, how'd that Dave Chappelle skit go?
Should get wrap it up, B. All right. Cheers, my dude. Next week. I had the Eyes of Kani. It'll be the 15th episode. A2, Brutus. A2.
A2 Brute.
Whatever the nigga's name is. I'm good with it. Next week, Can I Kick It podcast. Looking forward to seeing all of you again. And thank you for all the gain support during the week. Peace, 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 peace.
Salute. Okay.
You gonna stop that camera, or you gonna try to record all this fuckery that we talk about after?
No,
You just let it
it's
run?
not even trying to. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just let it run.
All right.